Morning, this is Nita and Miss Panda with the Timepiece Garden. So we've been cleaning and burning trash and had to save somebody. But as soon as I open my hand, she's gonna run away. But I wanted you to see her because she's pretty. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stick her over here in the garden. There she is. She's on the glove. You see her? Isn't she pretty? I'll go ahead and let her climb on a branch. She's got some pretty coloring. There you go. Yeah, she's just hanging out. All right, thought I'd share. You know, girls in the garden, life is awesome. Yeah. I'm mostly burning trash and doing some pre-cleanup in garden one. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in garden one today. Again, it's pre-cleanup. Long-term thoughts though. I'm never going to gate this entrance. There you go. Hold the camera still, Nate. I'm never going to gate that entrance. And I'm never going to gate that entrance. Again, when I made this, I thought I was going to. Mostly because that means I have to gate the entire driveway. And I'm not going to do it. From there, that means critters will come in from the driveway and get stuck in here. It's also not good. I don't need a whole bunch of dead bodies laying around in here. So, long-term thought processes. I need to take down like this little fence here. And when I clip my yarrow back this year, I need to lay the fence down like I have in other areas. In the back area here that runs the length of the back tree, there are actually like 4 pieces. I need to take the fencing and lay just one piece because the armadillo that hangs out in here has learned that if it's more than one piece, that he can try and maneuver it and get under it. So that'll help fix the back end. It will also help up here where I have a piece up front here, but I don't have a piece in the back because when I was laying them, my woolly lambs there was just in full bloom. And you can see where he's dug a trench because that's where he can dig a trench. And the only way to stop that is, again, for me, is to lay the mesh down. So, but that is not a right-away project. The stuff I was doing, a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of pulling weeds or whatever, was just because, again, I was burning some trash. Stuff that needed to be burnt. And, yeah. Yeah, you can see where where he's gotten under that one and it's flipped up the ends. So, but cleaning the debris and sticks out of here from the storms. You can see where that one is it's not well, and it needs one long piece, not 4 or 5 individual pieces. And I'll be able to do that, take the fence down and just let my logs here be the borders. And then the rocks that I pull out, if they're large enough or too large for driveway use in the back, then I will continue to lay them here along the edges. And this will let me blow leaves off easier because the fence won't be here. So I just think that's a better option. It's just not today. I'll do a little at a time when I'm burning trash and have to be out here. Get it all taken apart. Otherwise, awesome garden. Let me go stir my smoldering stack, and I'll talk to you in a little while. All right, a little bit of time in garden 3. I've got elderberries to harvest. Can't miss them. Big old dark patches. Showed you on video last night. Just, we're morning enough. I need to get out here and get them harvested. And then I will end up in garden 2, and I'll probably do some more mouse melons. Check the asparagus. I need to weed, but I'm not going to do that today. It's just, today's was harvesting. Maybe go look and see if I got some peppers to harvest. Just kind of harvesting this morning. When I'm done with the harvesting stuff, I'm going to start working on this bed. And mostly because once I get the box built, whether I have dirt in it or not, I can go ahead and get this aisleway done and get that aisleway done. Does that make sense? And move the plastic like over here to kill off the grass where I want to plant the daylilies once I move them. Does that make sense? There's just stuff that I can do, but I need to have the box in place. So that's kind of the goal for today. And just kind of going from there. We're not supposed to get like higher than 83 or 85. So, you know, I'm just going to work till I can't work anymore, or until I don't have enough supplies, or just kind of whatever. Do what I got to do. All right. Elderberries are up next. Talk to you in a few. Look at that. Elderberries. Yeah, it's a whole nother Walmart bag full. Yay! Lots and lots. All right. So, as always, if they're still too green, I won't harvest them. He's just not ready yet. This one is close, but his center is still, if you can see it, it's still got a whole lot of green in it. So he needs another day or two. Let's come over here. Again, you can see I still have some large ones. Still mostly green. I have a large one up here that is just still 100% green. I got a large one up there that is just starting to turn. So I still have elderberries. Yay! Let me get out of here. Go to the next batch. All right. This side is almost done. Again, if you look at like this one, you can see where his middle is still mostly green. He's got a couple of days left, and that's kind of how the rest of them are. But if you look, none of his reach above the shade cover anymore. They were all quite ripe and quite ready and have been removed. Having said that, I treat my elderberries like they are in the wild. All the leaves get chopped and dropped and left down here at the bottom. Elderberries have a, I don't want to say a low root system, a shallow root system. They're an understory. They like to be in with other trees that grow taller than them, but they keep their roots at different levels so they're not in competition for food and water. So having said that, a little bit of mulch is a good thing, and I will self-mulch with their own leaves just like they would in the wild. And yeah, you know, that's what I'm doing there. So chopped and dropped. You can see I'll keep my comfrey clear, but chop and drop the elderberries. This will also be, because it's their third year, where when I'm done harvesting, everything comes off down to about 6 inches. On these two. This one I'll prune back just a little, not quite to 6 inches. And same thing with the two large ones on this side. When they're done, you know, and I get all the fruit off, we go down to 6 inches. It's actually good for an elderberry. Believe it or not, they're kind of like a blackberry or a raspberry. Blackberries and raspberries don't only produce on first year wood. By the time you get to year 3, that wood will no longer produce fruit. And elderberries are the same way. They might produce a little fruit, but if you want large crops like I got this year, you have to prune them back. You have to give them fresh wood. So that's what I'll be doing this year. And there's Miss Panda Bear, our girlfriend. To checking in. Shall we go in the house to get some lunch? I know, such a good girl. You're such a good girl. All right, supervisor's telling me to go. I'm not quite done. I need to go. I still have mouse melons to harvest. And passion fruit is still passionate about life. All right, talk to you in a while. All righty. Got cucamelons and tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers in the bag, along with my elderberry. I'm not seeing anything I need to get off the asparagus, but my patch has gotten kind of thick and fluffy. Having said that, though, I might have a pop-up storm coming in. So I got clouds there and I got clouds there. You just never know. You know, it could go completely around me, but I'm hearing a little bit of thunder. You know, if you're smart and you hear thunder, you should go inside. Don't be the tallest thing hanging out in the yard. You know, that way you don't attract lightning. So yeah, I'm gonna go in, have some lunch, take my stuff with me. Yeah, and just do what I do. So, having said that, y'all have an awesome day. And Miss Panda and I'm assuming she's in a shady spot, we'll talk to you later. Alrighty, back in Garden 3. Say the sun is behind the trees, not necessarily behind the mountain, but it's starting to cool off, which is awesome. That I can actually do afternoon stuff out here now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the weed eater and the blower out and knock some of this tall grass down from where I've not gotten anything done, because I'm gonna have to knock it down anyway when I do the bed. So, get the trimmer out here, go ahead and trim everything down, get the blower, get it blowed off, and then just work from there, kind of pick the next thing. I'm probably gonna go ahead and weed eat on the outside too. Over the next day or two, sooner or later, I'm gonna have to mow. That's what happens when you get a lot of rain. The grass goes ballistic. So, we'll start with the weed eating today. We'll weed eat over here, we'll blow over here, then we'll weed eat Garden 2 and blow that. And if I still feel like being outside, then I'll move on to something else. So, talk to you in a few. Well, I'll trim down. You can see the log. You can see the log down at that end. I'll trim down, which is awesome. And then I'll blown off. Aisles are all clear. It was interesting blowing out the swell. I had to make sure I had the grass blowing, down that way and over that way to keep it out of this side, because this side's not going to be grass at all. So that was interesting. Yeah. That's something I'm going to have to think about. Is how far I actually want that side to go back. With a little more cover maybe. So when I trim over there, it stays over there. Oh, I don't know. Just something for me to think about, because that was interesting. But anyway, we're clear, we're clean. All blown off, all trimmed. I'm not going to do Garden 2 today. I know I talked about it, do this one, do that one. Yeah, I did this one. I'm good. Maybe hang out for a minute, get some of the larger pieces of grass out of here. I don't think I'm going to be out here much longer. I still have dinner to cook. And elderberries to pick off the stems in the fridge. So, yeah. I think we're good outside. So Miss Panda says, have an awesome day. Well, I knew it was going to happen over time. Sooner or later, my fairy stumps would rot. And just, rot away. This one's going to happen one day. I guess this is now the slums. So he's rotten and gone. Probably came down in the yesterday's storm, or the day before, whatever day it was. And I just didn't notice it hadn't been back here, specifically looking at it. Alrighty, and I get to figure out what to do. See if I can salvage stuff. Parts is parts. So what's crazy is that one's gone. It's rotten. Yeah, that one is still strong and standing. Just depends on the stump. So it's all good. But, depressing. And not depressing. Knew it was going to happen. I just got a mess to clean. Alright, I'm going in. See, the mosquitoes have set notice to them and their buddies that the buffet line is open. And that means it's time for me to go in the house. So, y'all have an awesome day. And Miss Panda and we'll talk at you later. You're going to the house, bears. Oh, George, you're going to the house. Okay.